Maseches Bava Kama, Daf Lamed Gimel Amud Beis. We're in the middle of the page now. And we have to, before we start the shir, which is the Braisa Tonu Rabbanon, there are two dots, Tonu Rabbanon, but before that we have to summarize what we've seen yesterday. Very important machlokas between Rabi Akiva and Rabi Ishmael. I mean, all machlokas are very important. This is going to take us a few days to get hold of, to grasp on. And that is, when the Torah says that the Shor Tam pays, or his owner pays from the body of the shore, what does that mean? Yeah, migufa, you are paid from the body of the shore hamazik. The shore that harmed your shore or your whatever, that shore is the one that is going to, so to speak, pay you. Obviously, the shore is no money. So what does it mean that the shore is going to pay you? It means one of the following. According to Rabi Ishmael, it means that you only get paid according to the value of the show. If the show is worth, the show that gored is worth 300 shekels, you will never get more than 300 shekels. Even if what he gored was 500, he only pays you as much as the shore himself, is worth. That's Rabi Ishmael. You are not an owner in the body of the show. Now the show, we said, is meshubad, as you like to say, mortgage to the nizak. The damaged has a claim here. The claimant, the plaintiff says, hey, I was gored. Okay, I know you were gored and I'm so sorry about it. But besides the fact you were gored, I want to tell you that you are a bal choiv. In other words, it's true, you are owed money, compensation. How will that money be paid? By all kinds of ways. Ideally, he gets paid by the show, but not necessarily. He doesn't have an ownership in the show. The show is meshubad to him. The show is a mode of payment, but there are many other forms of payments as well. Rabi Akiva says otherwise. Rabi Akiva argues, and he says, once the show gored the other shore, let's call the guy Reuven, as we always do. Reuven's shore gored Shimon's shore. Then Shimon, the damaged guy, the one who was hurt, or his shore was hurt, he right away becomes an owner in the body of Reuven's shore. He becomes a partner. Yeah, let's say that shore is worth 300. He's actually now the owner of that shore. And what happens in most cases is that the Shor Tam, or that's a classical case of the Torah says that both Mazik and Izak v'chatzu es kaspoi. Yeah, they should split the money. Yeah, v'chatzu shor achai. What do you mean they'll split the shore? According to Rabi Akiva, that is to say that if, let's say, your shore is worth 800, now he gored my shore, and now he owes me 400. So now he's worth 800. I'm owed 400. I'm a partner in your shore just like you are. I magically became a partner in the company called Shor. Yeah, now the shore belongs to me as much as it belongs to you, or however much nezek there is. Let's say the shore is worth 1,000 and the nezek was 300. Then the nizak has 300. And the other guy, the mazik, the real owner, so to speak, has 700 and so on and so forth. That is basically the machlokes, and we've seen a few nafkaminas. We saw a nafkamina, for example, can a person sell the show? Can the mazik sell his show? No way, according to Rabi Akiva. The mazik cannot sell his shore, definitely not the entire shore, because he's not the exclusive sole owner anymore, right? He's not. He is just a partner, because once his show gored the other guy, automatically a silent partner came in. And therefore, the mazik cannot sell it bichlal. Maybe he can sell his part. What about hekdesh? Same thing. It cannot be makdish, okay? Not exclusively. Now, we said, according to Rabi Ishmael, the mazik is the only owner. The mazik is the owner. He owes money, but he's the only owner of the show. However, when it comes to selling the show, we said otherwise. When it comes to selling the show is meshuabad, and the show is like an apotiki. What's an apotiki? Apotiki means apotehekai. Apotiki means when a person, I did not explain it so well yesterday. I didn't go all the way, and I saw it in Shulchan Aruch actually yesterday. You should know one of the best meforshim of Shas is Shulchan Aruch. Really, many times looking at Halacha Shulchan Aruch, you get pshat. We are, by the way, Tonu Rabbanon. Lamed Gimel Amud Beis in the two dots Tonu Rabbanon, but we're still in the intro. So we say like this: Apoitiki means that, let's say I borrowed money from you, And when I borrowed money, I said, you know what? I don't have lands. I'm not a rich man. I have all kinds of metaltalin. Metaltalin usually are not meshubad. Metaltalin are here today, gone tomorrow. My socks and shoes, eventually they somehow die out, they fade away. I sell them, I lose them, whatever. Yeah, look at little children's objects, they magically disappear all the time. So it's not something that the Malve really relies on, doesn't have his hands on. But let's say I tell him, listen, Mr. Malve, we're still summarizing yesterday. I'm telling you, I have one item in my house, and you're going to get your payment from this and nothing else. I hope to pay you back in cash. If I run out of cash, I'm strapped for cash. The only item you will be paid from is this beautiful golden vase in the corner in my showcase in the house, showcase, whatever, yeah? In that little cupboard in the corner, I have a golden vase from China. That will be the only way you'll get your money. He's very happy because he says, oh, now I'm soymech, I have there one particular object that I can, and even that I can take from, it's mortgaged to me. Even if the guy, the loive, the borrower will sell the Chinese vase 10 times over, it doesn't make a difference. The shibud remains. Now, Shor Nogach, we said yesterday, the bull who's a bully the bull, he is the one who is the tam. He's still a tam, but is already on the bad way. Everybody knows that the tam gored. Because everybody knows that this particular tam gored the person, they know that there's some kind of, he's a famous show, or maybe an infamous show, and everybody knows that this show is now meshubad to who? To the nizak. He's owed to the nizak. Even according to Rabi Ishmael, he's not owned by the nizak like Rabi Akiva. It's not his like Rabi Akiva, but even according to Rabi Ishmael, you are owed the shor. If you sold the shor further, then the nizak has every right in the world to knock on the door of the other person's field, his person's ranch, other person, I mean the buyer. Yeah, the mazik sold the goring shore to a buyer called Levi. Shimon can go to Levi and says, I'm sorry, you know that this shore that he's now plowing your field so nicely, he does an amazing job, better than a modern day tractor and combine. I'm sorry, didn't you know that this shore is a shor nogach and he's owed to me as a collateral, as a shibud? And if you didn't know, it's your problem, because that's a famous case. It's a well-known case when such a thing happens. And therefore, even according to Rabi Ishmael, the sale can take place. It's not completely nothing. But as we said yesterday, Leridia, what did you buy it for? For plowing, as long as you can. As I said yesterday, in nice English, enjoy it while it lasts. You can have the shore for as long as the nizak doesn't knock on your door and asks to have the shore back, not back, and asks to be paid from the body of the shore, you can enjoy it. B'shenken lefi Rabi Akiva, I'm now trotting back to Rabi Akiva. According to Rabi Akiva, no. According to Rabi Akiva, no. You bichlal cannot sell it, not even for one tiny second, because it's not completely yours, Mr. Nizak. It doesn't belong to any of them. It belongs to both of them together. It's not exclusively on them. Everything's okay? Yeah? Good? Are we fine? Good. I'm happy. Okay, so that's machlokes. What about hekdesh? We said yesterday about hekdesh. Same thing, according to Rabi Akiva. Well, nobody can be makdish the show, right? Because nobody is an exclusive owner. So then we said yesterday, according to Rabi Akiva, even according to Rabi Akiva, if the mazik did makdish to Beis HaMikdash, he was makdish to Beis HaMikdash, he said he becomes frum all of a sudden, and he says he's sure that gored the other person, I makdish the whole shore to Beis HaMikdash, azoi frim, I makdish it to Beis HaMikdash. Does that apply according to Bikiva? No. How can it be makdish something that's not yours? Let's say you and I own a phone together. Baruch and I own the same phone. Yeah, I cannot be makdish the phone alone without Baruch, right? I can't do not the whole thing for sure, and not maybe even half because it's disturbing him, whatever. So I can be makdish, maybe nekdish l'chatzoin, like you said yesterday. So the Maisa, you can't be makdish. Yet we said, Rabbi Akiva would agree that you have to do some kind of symbolic act to show that you are removing the hekdesh. The hekdesh does apply. What does it apply? It applies midorabanan symbolically, so people shouldn't make a mistake. And I saw yesterday in the Rishonim, I was happy I was right yesterday for a change. When people see the show Mazik, which has been in the hands of the Mazik for the past 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know how long bulls live for, I think 10, 15 years or more, I don't know. Yeah, so then they know you're the owner. So even if they know that it was goring, they're not always calculating the cheshbon and everything. You're not the owner. They think, yes, you are the owner, and therefore you are makdish. And if they see you tomorrow or 1 minute later saying, I'm using it again. Ah, really? The rabbi told me it's nothing, it's okay. They would say, ah, really? They wouldn't know that the rabbi said that it's okay and it's not hekdesh, because why? Because really, it's not really his. They would say that hekdesh is a joke. Chas v'shalom. They would think, ah, really? That's cool. I can be makdish something and get it back as much the second I want. Is there a thing in American English called Indian gift or something like that? Am I wrong? Indian present? Indian giver? Like he wants it back eventually, right? Okay, I was right. Good. In other words, they think Hekdesh is a joke, is an Indian custom. You give it to Hekdesh and then you get it back. That's wrong. And therefore, do something symbolic to show that you do pidyon, take 1 shekel and get it back from Hekdesh, and the Hekdesh of the shore, put it on the 1 shekel and give that to Beis HaMikdash. So far, so good, so much as of yesterday. I actually am, for a change, open to questions at the beginning of this year because we didn't yet start this year. That's why. It was only an introduction. Now we're going to see a brisa. The brisa is completely, I would say completely esoteric. You can understand the brisa, but we're first, Rashi himself says that this brisa will only be explained later. So I'm going to read, translate to English to the best of my ability, give the general information, but all the details will be explained later. Yeah, it's a brisa that just, being brought as one big brisa, bulk brisa, and then all the details, in Hashem, will be elaborated upon. Tana Abanon, Shor Tam shehizik. A Shor Tam was mazik, so said, first or second time, the Shor Tam is mazik. Okay? Shor Tam shehizik, okay? Ad shelo amad bedin, before there was a court case. There was no court case yet. Yeah, Igord and the Nizak will take the mazik to Beis Din next Thursday, not today. Mechoroi mochu. Now we're talking. I'll save you the agony of trying to figure out, and I'll cheat, and I will tell you the end of the story that this brisa follows more Rabi Ishmael than Rabi Akiva. Some of the brisas can also follow Rabi Akiva, but the brisa is more Rabi Ishmael oriented. Again, what did Rabi Ishmael say? That the only owner of the thing, of the show, is the mazik. He owes it to the nizak, but currently he's the only owner is the mazik. The nizak has no partnership in the body of the show. That's Rabi Ishmael, and the brisa is more towards Rabi Ishmael. It's Rabi Ishmael's center, not right. Yeah, if he sold it, it's sold. That's very nice. Who's the mechoroi? The owner, the mazik. The mazik sold it, it's sold. Ikdishoi mukdash. If it was makdish, it's mukdash because he's the only guy in town. He's the only owner. Shachtoi. Oh, he shechted it. Oh, that we'll discuss later. He shechted the shore before he came to Beis Din. What a nasty guy. Before he comes to Beis Din and he knows that the shore will be the main thing, the thing he'll have to pay, so he shechts it, he puts it in his freezer. When his son or gave it to gift to someone, he becomes generous all of a sudden. He knows that the shore is in trouble, he gives him as a gift to someone. Masha oso osui. What's done is done, which means all these actions, either selling, or dedicating Beis HaMikdash, or shechting, or giving matana, it's done. What does it mean it's done? It's effective. What does it mean the shechita is done? We're not learning Hilchas Kashrus. The Gemara will explain. I told you this is a general brisa, yeah? And if he gave us a gift, it's a gift. V'chule, v'chule. Everything will be explained Be'ezras Hashem. Okay? Misha Amud Bedin. However, what happens if there was already a court case, there was a din already, the Beis Din decided, yes, you're Mr. Reuven Pampapovsky, you're sure, the naughty boy, the Tam, Gord, Shimon, and he owes him half, and he owes him so-and-so money. Then things change. Then the sale is not a sale, interestingly enough. The hekdesh is not a hekdesh. Yeah, if he shechted it, gave it as a gift, nothing was done. Once the court case came into action, so to speak, the court case posed the Beis Din decision, then you cannot move it forwards in any way. Not mechira, not hekdesh, don't give it to gifts, and even if you did, it just doesn't apply the gift. And if you shechted it, also the shechita doesn't apply. We'll see what that means. That's strange, right? Very good. Now continues the brisa third case. I'll be nice to you and explain to you more than the Rishonim explained at this point. I'll just generally explain to you what's going on over here. Let's say Mr. Reuven, a schlepper. Reuven has all the Torahs in the world. First of all, he's gored someone. Okay, so he owes him money. And besides that, his Tam has all debts. He has debts from Tam. He borrowed money in order to pay for Yom Tov, for Rosh Hashanah, and the Tikkun Tuman, and the Yom Kippur. I don't know, no, Yom Kippur don't eat so much, but I'm saying Sukkot, yeah, he needed money, so borrowed money. So he has now two Balei Chov. The Baal Chov who lent him money some time ago, and the new Baal Chov who's who? Who's a gored guy. Yeah, the one that he gored, the Nizak. So now, Chodmu Baal Chov is Vigbiu. The one who lent him money, the lender, heard the story, and he says, oh, I heard that the guy who borrowed money from me, Reuven, now his shore is owed to the Nizak. I'll quickly go and grab the shore. I'm owed money. I'm owed 3,000 shekels, which is the worth of this shore. I'll grab the shore before the Nizak will grab him. Get me? That's what he wants to do. Yeah, I'm taking the law into my hands. I've been waiting a long time for this 3,000 shekels. I need it now. I'll grab the shore, and that will be my means of payment before, he's smart, before the Nizak will come and chap him. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate that. So, Bein Chav Ad Shelo Hizik. Now, the Brisa gets more extreme than the way I explained it. Either the Chov, like I portrayed, was before the Nezek. Yeah, the loan took place in Tishrei, and the goring was in Kislev. Yeah, so the Baal Chov is first. Ben Hizik Ad Shelo Chav, or either the Nezek was before the Chov. Let's say the shore gored, and the loan was taken after the goring, meaning the order doesn't make a difference. Lo Yosef V'lo Klum. No, so what they did is nothing. Wow. In other words, them taking the shore doesn't apply, meaning they're not the owner. Them, I mean to say the one who lent money, the lender, his chapping, his grabbing of the shore is nothing. It doesn't, yeah, he has to give it to the Nizak. He doesn't have the right, the entitlement to take the shore to himself. Why? Because he's paid only from his body. What that means, I don't know. Why? The reason that the Gemara will explain later. Now continues the Brisa, and again everything will be explained. Everyone will be good. Do you have a quick question for now? Up until now, I can pause now. Amud Bedin. The line starts with the word Amud Bedin. Yeah, 1 second. Amud Bedin. Let's say there was a Amud Bedin. What does it mean? There was din, and Beis Din decided that really Reuven's shore is owed to Shimon, the one damaged. Mechoroi mochu. Then we say the sale is a sale, which means the mazik can sell it. Yeah, I would say just the other way around, right? Sorry. The Mechira does work. Hekdishoi mukdash. The Hekdish is good Hekdish after Amud Bedin. And we know that the Mazik owes money. Then we say that the Mazik actually sold it, went ahead and sold it, and then he works. That he does work. I would say the other way around. No? Now we know that you owe it, and now the Mechira does take place, right? Well, before it was said Mechor Mochor, I understand. That's good. Now it's say Mechor Mochor. I guess we're being very good with who? With Rabi Ishmael. Rabi Ishmael says whether you lo Amud Bedin or yes Amud Bedin, I am not Rabi Ishmael. But Rabi Ishmael says yes. The mazik, whether before din or after din, it's the same thing. Mechor Mochor. The Mechira is a good sale, right? I'm confusing. I'm sorry. I knew I'm going to get confused. I'm sorry.
You're talking about a muad here.
It's muad. Thank you, Rav Simkin. Yeah, my mistake. My mistake. Very good. Muad. Yeah, no, that was so right. Muad. We're starting on muad. Muad shehizik. Thank you very much. Shkoich, Rabbi Chashuvim. Muad shehizik. Let's say the shore that gored is a muad. The muad doesn't make a difference at all. How, when your shore muad gored, how do you pay? With the body of the muad? No way. How do you pay the muad? As Shlomo said many times, meitav. Yeah, ma'aliyah. just like any other damage. You pay with the best of your money, with the best of your karka, stam, muad. Yeah, regular payment, nothing to do with the body of the shore. So then it's very, very good. I made a mistake, I'm sorry. I don't care whether it was a Amud Bedin or not. Of course the sale is a sale. I don't owe you that shore more than any other thing. I have land, I have shoes and socks, I have other things. Excuse me, Mukdash. Of course Ekdish is Ekdish. It's none of your business. I'll do whatever I want with my shor muad. The shor muad is not owed to you more than any other item in my house. But also, the Balachovos, they are owed money from some time ago or from recently, and they were Magbiya the shore. They took the shor muad. Then Ben Chavat Shelo Hizik, Ben Hezik Ad Shelo Chav, whether the debt was before the Nezik or the Nezik before the debt, Masha also, they have every right in the world to take the shor. Because when it comes to shor muad, the shor is not owed to the Nizak more than anything else, not at all. And therefore, it's not like this shor is dedicated to the Nizak. No, this shor is a regular item. It happened to be the one that gored the Nizak. So what? It's not owed to him more than my vase in my house or my teaspoon, nothing. Mimelo, of course, the Baalei Chov, they have every right to take it. The Nizak doesn't have any protection over here, any right over anybody else. That was a brisa, just reading and translating, outlining. Now we're going into the nitty-gritty. Amamal. Yeah, let's see now, and let's, Be'ezos Hashem, try and understand the brisa. Amamal. We said that the sale is a sale. When can we say that the sale is a sale if the mazik sold it? Who does it work with? Rabi Akiva? Not so much. According to Rabi Akiva, the mazik cannot sell the whole thing, right? Because it's not his. It's partially the nizak's. So who could tell you that it's mechira? Rabi Ishmael. I told you the brisa is Rabi Ishmael brisa. According to Rabi Ishmael, is that a good, amazing sale? Is that a top-notch sale? Would you like to be the buyer in that sale? No. Why? Because he can take it back. Even according to Rabi Ishmael, the Nizak does have shibud over the shore. And one sunny day or one gloomy day, when I'm the buyer, I'll be plowing my field with Joey, who's not behaving very nicely, and all of a sudden somebody will come and say, hi, you know me? I'm Mr. Nizak. I'm the man you don't want to meet. And I'll take what? I'll take the shore. So therefore, what do we say? Mar explains. When the Brisa says it's true, but Leridia, only for plowing as much as you can, enjoy it while it lasts. Ekdishoy mukdash. Why do we say that the hekdesh is a hekdesh? And now we're trying to appease Rabi Akiva. Hekdish mukdash, according to Rabi Ishmael, of course the hekdish is a good hekdish. Yes, it's mine. I can be makdish the whole thing. Yes, I can. And by the way, hekdish removes the shibud. You know that? If somebody has a meshubadike item, then and he was makdish that shibud, that item, that crystal vase, in the golden vase in the corner, which is like an apoitiki, and I said, this will be yours. If I was makdish it, I'm a nasty guy, not a shidduch. But Lamaisa, the hekdesh snatches it away from the hands of the Baal Choiv, of the lender. So here, hekdishoy mukdash, don't be too sad for the nizak, because he can get it from other items, according to Rabbi Ishmael for sure. Yeah, the mazi can be makdish to Beis HaMikdash, but it's not a real apoitiki. He can get his money from other sources, according to Rabbi Ishmael. According to Rabi Akiva, Ekdishoy Mukdash, is Ekdishoy Mukdash a real Hekdesh? No, not at all. Right? According to Rabi Akiva, it's B'chlan not Hekdesh. According to Rabi Akiva, can the mazik be makdish? No, he's not the only owner. So what does it mean, Ekdisha Mukdash? As I told you, this brisa is not an extreme Rabbi Ishmael. It's more towards Rabbi Ishmael, but now we're also hosting Rabbi Akiva. Ekdisha Mukdash Mishum Rabbi Abo. What's Rabbi Abo? Rabbi Abo is the one who said yesterday, who said that when you're Makdish and Hekdish, which is not real hekdesh, but looks like hekdesh, sort of like Mari sign, then you do a symbolic pidyon, so people don't come to think that hekdesh is a joke. So according to Rabi Akiva, that's the hekdesh. It's not real hekdesh. And by the way, I want to close the circuit now. I want to tie the loose ends from yesterday. Remember what I told you yesterday, B'Shem the Rashba? He said that if the nizak is makdishit, then it's really what? It's nothing. If the nizak is makdish, it's not real hekdesh. If the mazik was makdish, we say do something symbolic, because people think it belongs to the mazik, because it was really his for the past 10 years. The nizak, people don't connect so much. He lives in a different house, is a different entity. We follow Rabi Akiva, they're not so into it. Mimela, people don't think it belongs to the nizak. So if the nizak is makdish, it's nothing. If the nizak is makdish, according to Rabi Ishmael, it's nothing. According to Rabi Akiva, he's makdish half. Okay? Now, bishlama. Now let's continue. Shochta v'nasono b'matono. The next two cases, the Mr. Mazik, before going to court, he's playing dirty, and he's shechting it. He's shechting it. Or maybe he tell you, I just need the meat for a Shoshana. He shechted it, or he gave it as a gift to someone. Masha also, what is done is done. Now what does that mean, Masha also? Frag the Gemara. It's a done deal. What's done is done. It's an effective act. What did takes effect. That's the word in English. It took effect. Frag the Gemara, what are you talking about? When you say gave it as a gift, makes a lot of sense. According to Rabi Ishmael, can the mazik give a gift, give the shor as a gift? Limited, but yes. Says the Gemara, Masha also l'ridia, to plow it as long as you can, as long as the nizak doesn't come. Hey, this is mine. Especially it's a gift. Say thank you, right? I gave you free show for a month, for I don't know, for 2 days until the nizak comes. Say thank you. It's a gift. Don't make me faces, okay? I gave you a gift of a show of what for so amount of time until the nizak comes. No problem. What does it mean that the shechita is a done thing? What do you mean? I know it's shechted. What are you trying to say? Zog the Gemara, you're trying to tell me that once it's shechted, it's out of his hands? Are you trying to tell me that once shechted, then the nizak cannot claim his nezik from it? According to Rabbi Ishmael? Well, first of all, forget the fact that according to Rabbi Ishmael, you can be paid for many other ways, but besides that, frag the Gemara, leisi v'lishtalem mibsarei. He can be paid from the actual meat. In other words, and here we're coming to a big red herring over here. What's worth more? A live shor or a shechted one? If you don't live in an urban place in 2021, if you live in Afghanistan, which you don't live with, that's not a good place to live right now. Afghanistan, besides other issues, they plow with bulls. So if you are an owner of a field, what do you want? A live bull or a shechted one? Live. A live, you can do whatever you want. You can shecht it or plow with it. As the Gemara, remember the Sugin Bava Basra? Right? Rabi Ishmael, when you buy a show, do you assume it's for plowing or for shechting? So Mimela here, the guy shechted the show. According to Rabbi Ishmael, there's a difference. Why? Rabbi Ishmael, don't forget the original. According to Rabbi Ishmael, I'm testing you now. According to Rabbi Ishmael, what does it mean when the Torah says that I'm paid from the body of the show? No, it can be paid from anything. So what does the Torah mean I'm paying for the body of the show according to Rabbi Ishmael? Value! Shlomo hits again. Every day, Shlomo. Yeah? No! No, because not before Dean. No.
The value of the life.
You are on the spot. You are now like the Ameroim. Very good. Very good. The person shechted the shore before coming to Beis Din, and Beis Din are the ones we said yesterday evaluating. It doesn't go to a Goisha one. He's very smart. He's not stupid, the mazik. His show is worth 300, which was the nezek, okay? Let's say 300 something, I don't know, $1,000, 300. Now, he shechted before Beis Din evaluated it to say what called the goof show, and now it's worth 250. He comes to Beis Din, voila. What do you mean when we say, frag the Gemara, he should be paid by the value of a shechted cow, which means he'll get less. Why? He will not get another 50 because the first evaluation of Bezdin is already done by step 0 on a shechted shor, which is worth 250, not 300. The Nizak wants to kill him on the spot, of course, this Mazik, but that's what the Mazik did. Titania, well, how do you know? How do you know? It's a Brisa. Says the Brisa, Chai, it says, they should sell the live shore and split it. And Chai, maybe only when it's alive, Shochtoi Minain. How do you know that a shechted one that came to base in Shochtoi, yeah, minayin. How do you know that the shechita, a shor that shechted, is paid and paid less? Talmud loyma u'mochris shor mikol mokoim. You see what? That they sell the shor mikol mokoim. In other words, yes, the shor that shechted still goes to who? To the nizak. So what are you, the word now here is, what are you trying to tell me when you tell me masha asa asui? Whether the shor is alive, I was a bit wrong. I explained too much. In my explanation, the answer of the Gemara is already embedded. I sometimes do it because I'm trying to I spoon feed you too much. I'm sorry. Imagine yourself, I didn't say the business was 300 and 250. Let's ignore now the value. The Torah basically says now, why are you saying Masha also Osui? Whether it's dead or alive, whether it's shechted or alive, he's going to get it. We're going to evaluate the show, right? And however much the show is worth, then the Nizak will get. So why are you telling me Masha also Osui, which sounds like that's it, it's sold, it's gone, it's gone forever. It's not gone forever. He'll be paid from the shechted show, the value of the shechted show. Now the Gemara talks about the value. I apologize. I put the cart before the horses. Now the Gemara says what I said, the first wad lan. The fact that there's a devaluation of the shore after shchita. A shechted shore is much more limited than a live shore. I don't think a shechted frozen meat and Yom Tov you buy at Kol HaKfuim, I don't think that can plow your field. I never tried, unless you do Tchias HaMeisim. And Mimela, we say that's a Chidush, and that's a waka of a Chidush, that really he owes him less. He owes him less because before it was 300, before we even came to evaluate by Bezdin, I devaluated it. Mash also Gufa means that. It exactly means that. Rabbi Shlomo, he's not owed another 50 from his pocket. No, he's owed 250 and not a penny more because that's the evaluation which we started off with. And yes, that's a Chiddush, which means dos is dos. That's what we're saying over here. And that's a Pchat Shchita, and that makes a difference even for Rabi Ishmael. Because even though according to Ishmael it can be practically paid with anything, but the value of how much you have to pay, even Rabi Ishmael agrees, is according to the value of the shore. If you devaluated the shore before you came to Bezdin, I don't think that's a nice thing to do. As we said, no shidduch for my daughter, and soon we're going to see maybe he's going to be liable for that or not. We'll discuss soon, whatever. But Lamaisa, Setu Selavi, as they say, that's life. And now, Mr. Nizak, you have less. That's Chiddush of the Torah. Don't offer him as a Shidduch to my daughter. In her Shidduch resume, we're going to write a nice Bacher, yeshiva, this and that, good family, and not to one who shechts a shor before Amud Bedin. That's going to be like one of the lines of the requirements. No. Yes, Rabbi Reens, Matzah Ritzeh Lisholati. Okay. That leads us now to a whole issue. Second wide line. Remember, we learned recently the very interesting sugya of Garmi. It's going to come up now again. Says Yeshua, who's an Amoiro, he's now pondering on the Brisa. He's now getting something out of the Brisa, and he says, that is to say, from the Brisa I can derive, that's a hot potato. What's going on over here? Let's say the person, let's say the Nizak can come to the Mazik and say, you piece of work, you shechted the shore, which is owed to me, right? That shore, it's true, Rabi Ishmael. I'm not with Rabi Akiva. I know that I don't own the shore. I'm owed the shore. But that shore was a source of payment for me. We call it in Old French, shibud. We call it shibud, what you guys call mortgage, yeah? That's my, so to speak, collateral, a source that I know it can be paid from. Wait a minute. Why can't the Nizak tell the Mazik, you have two hats, mister. Two hats you're wearing. Listen carefully, and that will make it much easier for the next few lines. Mitzad the fact that you're a Mazik, You won the case. You played dirty tricks on me, mister. Being a mazik nizak, knowing that I'm vulnerable, I'm not the owner, and you're the owner, you used your rights to shecht it. The dat say the Haredis, you're a very frum guy. And what? And now, as a mazik, you only owe me 250. But wait a second, that show right from the beginning was like an apoitiki, right? Was a way for me to get my debt from you. You damaged an item that I could take my debt from, my shibud thing. And even if you're not the same person, even another guy did it, Naftali, Yehuda, somebody else who did it, I would ask him also, mister, you are not mitzad bal choy, mitzad mazik, you damaged an item which is not mine. You damaged an item, no questions for the next 5 minutes. You damaged an item, that is owed to me potentially. You damaged my source of being paid from. So maybe, what do we see? That it cannot say that. We don't say that, right? We say, nah, sorry, 250 only. You don't get a dime more. That is to say that we ignore the fact that Mr. Mazik also damaged the show, which is a source of payment. That is called in Hebrew, Hamazik Shebuda Shel Chavero. Another example from the Gemara, not from my fertile imagination. That's a very hard case in Gittin, which I saw yesterday. Let's say a person owns an Eved. Shh, don't tell the leftist in America. Yeah, the guy owns an Eved, okay? And you borrowed money from someone and he said, this Eved is your apoitiki. This Eved will be your source of payment. This Eved is, shall I say, meshubed, mortgage to you. And he freed the Eved. Nasty guy. He freed the Eved, let the Eved go. He became Abraham Lincoln all of a sudden. He said, okay, now you can run away to Detroit and do whatever you want. Such a nice guy. What's he doing really? He's now mafkia, he's now breaking the shibud. You damaged the shibud of your friend. Machloikis tanoim. Whether or not, or maybe I'm wrong, based on the Mishnah, it's around the Mishnah, Mechlotis over there, maybe you have to pay him now, not mitzad the fact that you owe him the money. Let's say you said, I'll only pay you from the Eved. Listen carefully. Let's retell the story. The guy has a lot of money, but he said, listen, I borrowed $100,000 from you. My Eved is worth $100,000, a poitiki, with a shtal. I only owe you the Eved, either cash or the Eved, nothing else. Not my cotton fields and not my swimming pool. And he freed the Eved. He liberated the Eved. So now the guy stands with his tongue out, pants down. He has nothing now to be paid from. So he's going to say, you, Mr. Smart, mitzad bal choiv, you don't owe me anything. But mitzad, you are mazik, by you freeing the Eved, you damaged my source of income, my source of being paid back the debt. You're mazik my shibud. Big machloikes, whether you are or you are not considered a mazik and you have to pay. Take off your hat of Baal Choiv and say, I don't owe you anything because I told you it's only the Eved and I don't have the Eved anymore. Yeah, very nice. But maybe you owe me because you're a damager, you're a mazik. But the fact you freed the Eved, that alone, you took away something that is owed to me. Even if you're a foreign person, let's say it would be a third person would be mazik, would be the same thing. Machloikes, whether you chayiv or not chayiv. And it has to do with the favorite story of Garmi. Let's repeat and review. Believe me, all these intros are good. Once we know them, the Gemara is going to flow like butter. What's Garmi? What's Nezek B'yadayim? You don't want to see. Yeah, that's what I do in the gym. Yeah. Okay, that's Garmi. Ma'aseh B'yadayim, you chayiv. You punch someone in the nose, the shore, the vase, you chayiv. What's Grama with an aleph at the end? No biyadayim, indirect nezek, that's not, I didn't touch anything. Gomez, can you please kill the guy? Do you mind killing that guy? Yeah. Can you put a potato under his, I don't know, shoes and that's, whatever. That's indirect, that's groma. Garmi is in between. What's Garmi? Garmi is the classical example of Garmi is in Daf Tzadik Ches in our Masechta. I burnt someone's check. There was a check. The paper of the check is worth, I think, maybe 20 agorot. But what's in the check is 100 million. I'm talking like my 6 years old. Everything by me is tens of millions. Yeah, $100 million in a check. And I burnt your check. So now that's Garmi. Why is it Garmi? On one hand, I'm acting physically. but I didn't really burn $100,000. I didn't take something physical that's worth 100,000. The check is, please pay the holder of this check. It means to get to the $100 million, which are lying in the bank safe when you eventually get it with all the signatures and all the process. Yeah. So that's Garmi. Garmi is the twilight zone between Yadayim and Groma, which is indirect. Or remember the nice guy who threw something nice, the golden fancy vase, into the street, but he's a nice guy because under there lies what? Mattresses and a nice baby carriage and everything. But that same guy has a pulley and some kind of system, and while the thing was in the air, he pulled it down. Yeah, remember? He took away the mattresses, then he's patur. I didn't do anything wrong. Because when I threw it, it was cushioned. And to remove a cushion, that's not biyadayim. So then we say that's garmi. You're not doing nezik biyadayim, you didn't break the vase, but you are too close to Ma'aseh biyadayim. That's another example of garmi according to some Rishonim. Here too. When let's take another example. Let's say I'm an nasty guy. Am I nasty? I don't think so. Let's say I overheard like Yachne, I heard Shlomo talking to Yosef, and Shlomo said to Yosef, yeah, can I borrow 100 shekels? And Yosef said, yes. But you said there's an apoitiki. What's worth 100 shekels? Yeah. You won't lend him 100 shekels, such a nice guy. He just needs it now for something. Yeah, and you now made a shibud on something worth 100 shekels on, I don't know, a set of plates in your house. You have three nice plates from South Africa worth 100 shekels. Yeah, and I went, my name is Akiva, and I know it, and I want to be nasty, and I broke the plates. Let's say I broke the plates. Forget about you now. Yeah. You're moichel me, let's say. Do I owe Shlomo money? Because I broke it, but it's not yet his. Yeah, maybe Shlomo will get it in a different way. But Lamais, it doesn't belong to Shlomo. It's Nezek Biyadayim. I broke the plates, but I'm not hitting Shlomo's items because they're not yet his. They may be his. Yeah, it's his ways to get the thing back, right? Okay, I'm sorry, it should be the other way around. If you borrowed, you get Lomashane who did it. Yeah, you got the story. There's a mal below it. Okay, Mimela, that's a shaila here. Here, lichoyer, we see a mazik shibuda shel chaveroi potu. We see from this story, if you shecht the animal, which doesn't belong to your friend, but that's his source of being paid the debt, you go fancy free. Mashma potur, mashma garmi is potur. Big machlokes amaroim. Rabbi says garmi is potur, and other amaroim say chayev, and we pass in Shulchan Aruch chayev. Any bleeding hearts? The one who says garmi l'maisa la'alocha, big pieces in Shulchan Aruch chayev. But let's continue now. Okay. As the Gemara will evolve with more cases, it will get much clearer. Frag the Gemara Pshita. Says the Gemara, why do you Bechlal have to tell me that somebody who damaged his friend's item of a shibud, that he's potur? Of course, we can read the Brisa. Why do you, the Amoy Rav Huna, why do you have to speak it out? If Ellen tells me I'm wearing a shirt and I'm wearing white, and I'm saying he's wearing a white shirt, of course, we know. You already said it. Why do you have to derive something that's clear? The Bryce already told me that if you shech the cow, you're potter. So what's Rav Huna Ber Yeshua adds? What does he add by saying Zoy Someris? That is to say that you mazik the shibud your potter. The Bryce said it. Answers the Gemara. Now the Tema, I would have said no. Hosom, I would have said the case of the bull that's being shechted is different to other cases. Why? He could have told him, the mazik to the nizak, I didn't really cause you any loss. The Omerle, he could have told him, Zika be'almo de shak leminoch. What's the difference between dead and alive? The Zika, the ruach, the spirit. I just took the life out of the animal. I didn't really shecht it. All the parts are there, even the head. You can eat all different parts, the moyach, the lev, whatever you want. Eat it all up. I would have said it's not a real nezik, because although it's worthless, but physically all the compartments are here. Aval be'alma. But when I break the plates of yours and they're broken, shrach, and they're the shibud of someone else, lechayev. Maybe I would say on a real nezik biyadayim from whole to broken, maybe archive. Shechting is not real nezik. They're both usable, and all the compartments are there. All the Kamash Malan says the Gemara. No, Kamash Malan that we always say, not only in the case of shchita where there's not real damage, even in the case of real damage, we still say that you don't have to pay for the damage you did because you didn't damage his item, you damaged his shibud, you damaged his collateral, you don't have to pay. If we follow Gomi, Frag the Gemara, that's not a chiddush. That too is not a chiddush. Rabbi already said it. Says Rashi, unbelievable. I never knew it my whole life. You know what Rashi says here? I almost shouldn't say fainted, but I was like shocked. Rashi says, when Rabbi says something, and a Moyer can't repeat that, because Rabbi is like a Tana. Since Kita 0, I knew Ratna 0 exactly. Since Yeshiva Gdola, I knew the Rav is like Ketana. Says Rashi, no, Rabba, which was a generation later, is also like Ketana. He's like Odom Choshu V'Godol. And therefore, if an Amoira says something the Rabba already said, it's like redundant. If two Amorim repeat each other, that's okay too. But some Medrash, yeah, many times nowadays, Poskim of the same level say the same. But if you repeat the statement of Rabba, it's like repeating a Mishnah, which is like Kilo stupid. Yeah. So the Gemara says, what are you telling me? A chidush, a soiref, the one who damaged Be'odayim, boom, boom. The shibud of his friend is what? Is potter. Rabba said that already. That's old news. I know it from Rabba. Why? The Omer Rabba. Now the Gemara is going to tell what I promised you. The Omer Rabba, famous Rabba. The one who burns his friend's checks, affidavit, things that, lead to money, yeah? Potter. So again, Potter, I would say, that's right, Potter, Rabbi is of the school of thought, the Garmi is Potter. So if you mazik beyadayim, something that's indirectly connected to you, get what I'm saying? I said it I think in a good Agdora. Get me? Garmi is the twilight zone between direct and indirect. I'm doing a direct action to something that is indirectly connected to you, right? The 100,000 not physically in the star. You'll get it after you argue with the bank check and the whole, yeah? Maudatem. Answers the Gemara, no. Says the Gemara, no. There is room to talk even after Rabba's statement. Why? Maudatem ahosom over there who the Omer lay, over there by the paper. Niyara be'alma kaloi minoch. All I did was I burnt a piece of paper. That's all I did. As I told you, the piece of paper is worth, I don't know how much a check is worth, maybe 10 agrot. I just burnt a paper that leads you or would have led you to get 100 million. But the check itself is just a piece of paper. That's indirect. Aval, but, let's say, like I told you, to break the plates, or a better example of the Gemara, let's say I know there's a land, you owe the bank money, and your house is mortgaged, like about, 80% of people in the world, I think. Yeah, your house is mortgaged to the bank. I came and I damaged your house. Let's take the owner out of the picture for a minute. Now, I dug all kinds of ugly, disgusting, useless holes and pits, shichin, ma'os, trenches, all kinds of holes there. Irreparable, that's disgusting, babakama. So now, that's a ma'aseh b'yadayim. Mamish damage the actual item. I'm not damaging a check which would lead you to 100,000. I made the value of the land worth less. I devaluated the land. Maybe they're lechayev. Maybe I would say there you have to be chayev, not just to the person, to the bank. The bank had assurance. They had something in their hand, so to speak, string attached to an apartment in Bet Shemesh worth 2.5 million. Now it's only worth 2 million, not 2.5. So maybe I owe it to the bank, and I really did damage. Kamash Malan, no. The hahocha over here by the animal, by the animal, as much as you said that all the compartments are there, Lamaisa, the animal was physically cut. Last time I checked, b'shchita, you got to cut the throat. You can't leave it alive, yeah? So Lamaisa, there was physical action done to the animal? Yes. Yet we come and yet we say, we're smug about it, we're good. And we say, no, he doesn't owe you anything. He owed 300, he shechted it, now it's 250, and we're cool about it. I'm not saying the nice is a nice guy. So Mimela, we see what? We see from here, dafka from here, that even physically damaging a shibud is potur. Again, this is only if you believe that the garmi is potur. Rabbi Joseph Caro, Rabbi Yosef Caro, Imam Shulchan Aruch follows the Rishonim that say no. They say garmi is chayev. So next time, before you want to burn someone's check, think again. Don't do it too quickly, because Shulchan Aruch paskins that garmi, you are chayiv. If you're playing the game between direct and indirect, that twilight zone, or let's say you have this Yetzer Hara to exercise what it did in the Gemara, you want to throw someone's item out the window on the top floor and then remove the mattress. So don't do that so quickly. According to Shulchan Aruch, we are not like Rabbah. As great as Rabbah was, we follow other Ameroim, and we say garmi is chayiv, b'dinei odom. But, okay, against the whole sugya here. But if you follow garmi, Yeah, those who do believe in Garmi, they would say that even if you did a direct damage to the house, to the item, to the animal, but it doesn't belong to Reuven, it's owed to Reuven, it's Reuven's source of assurance to get the chov, then you're not chayav to Reuven because it's Garmi. It's a direct nezek to an item that's indirectly connected to the person. That's what's in between. They say potter, and that's what we just learned. Okay, we're finished this year. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the Amud, but yeah, there's room for questions now. Yes, yes, sir.